Hello there, you're watching WilhelMiniatures. In this video I'm going to continue working on Sculptober, and the next word is number 12, which is stuck. I'm going to make a bear trap for this prompt, but first I'm just going to cut out a rough zigzag pattern on the top here. Alright, let's see. Yes, I think this will be a good shape. Before putting the baked pieces of the trap together, I'm going to sand it down to make it a lot thinner. And yeah, oops. This is the only sandpaper I could find, so I will end up with some quite heavy grooves by using it. But I think that's fine, because if I just sand in the same direction, I will get some nice lines, which can actually be a quite cool structure for the metal. After a bit of sanding, this trap is starting to look quite nice. I need to make some kind of mechanism that activates it, so I'm going to make something in the middle here. Alright, I think this is it. After baking, I'm going to add a little bit of ground texture here and there, and maybe even cover part of it with like some tiny sticks or something to make it appear as if it's a little bit hidden, because this one is super big and super obvious. So today's word is roof, and you can't have a roof without a house. So I'm going to make like a tiny wizard's shed. I don't think I can use polymer clay for this, because I'm not sure if I can bake this stuff. Instead, I will be trying out just some hobby clay from Panduro. The first thing I will do is cover the entire thing in clay. For the second row, I'm going to overlap the shingles slightly, or like put them down half a space to one side. Alright, I put down shingles on one side, but I think they are too big, so maybe I can try to split them up a little bit. So this is the result from doing the two large tiles and then trying to change it, which turned out to be very, very messy. I think there needs to be an easier way to do this, so I'm going to try that on the other side. And what I think I should be able to do is just to sculpt the tiles directly onto the roof. So I'm just laying down a layer of clay. Alright, I think I can just try to push the cobblestones directly into the roof. I'm not sure if this is going to look any better, but at least it's faster. Much faster. To make the two sides match a little better, so this is the clean side that I just did. Here I'm just lifting up a few stones just to make it much rougher in appearance. Yeah, that's it. I think that's going to be what I have for a roof. There's still a lot to do on this house, but yeah. I'm gonna let it dry and then see what happens. The word is tick. I'm going to make a little bit of a base for this insect, just to have something to work on top of. So I'm going to push some clay around my tick shape, or this shape is going to be like the backside of the tick. So the big round belly part. I'm using regular Super Sculpey to flesh out the belly part, just covering the foil. I think this is a good shape for the creature. The big blood sac on the back of ticks have like some patterns or stripes on the top. It's also a little bit more square than what I made, so I'm going to flatten it a little bit on the sides. Yeah, I think this is more or less symmetrical, so it's fine. I think I'm actually going to add another one down here. I was considering doing a human head on this one, but I think I do that a little bit too often. Just slap a human face on it and call it done. So maybe for a change I should try to make something a little bit more realistic, or as realistic as a giant tick can be. I don't know how many eyes ticks usually have, but I'm just going to give it a bunch using some micro glass beads. Alright, that's pretty cool. Pretty monster insect like. I also think it's fine that it's resting even its head on the ground. I was a little bit unsure about having it completely flat, but it seems to work. A thing that's a little funny with ticks is that their bodies are so big that it actually looks like their legs are really short. So, and I also don't want to give it noodle legs, so we'll see if this works. Yeah, this can work. And with that, I think the tick is finished. The word is helmet, and I'm going to start out with a lump of foil covered in a layer of clay. So how do helmets look? I want it to be kind of medieval looking. No, this is looking like a duck. I need to rethink this. Maybe a helmet with a mouth showing. I really don't know what I'm doing. This is starting to look like the mouth of Sauron, so maybe that's what I should go for. This is really difficult. Snail shell helmet? This might be a fun sketch for maybe a small miniature helmet that I can use for my next snail rider, for example. I sat staring at it for a while and was thinking that something was missing, so I added a few eyes to break up the flat areas a bit. I'm not sure if it looks better, but it doesn't look worse, so I guess it's fine. Anyway, I think this is it for helmet. The last word for this video is going to be compass, and I immediately thought of the book series The Golden Compass. In that series, every person from the main character's universe has like a spirit animal or a demon, as they call it, which basically is a part of their soul. And yeah, I think my animal would be a pig, so that's what I'm sculpting. The wire legs are of course way too long, but I think it's good to have them long for now so that I can get under the belly of the pig. Let's add some ears. Maybe that will help to make it look more like a pig. It's something with the legs that are just really off. I think it's that they are too thick down here. But yeah, as I did the wire and tried to curl a wire around it instead of putting on green stuff, I'm struggling to get it thin enough, because when I push it on one side it doesn't get closer to the armature, it just lifts up on the other side because it's not really sticking. This pig is slowly turning out to become more and more pig-like. I have added a few extra folds around its head because I just like adding fold details. I don't know if this is how pigs actually work. Pigs are actually not that foldy. They're very round, as like a blown up balloon. They don't have that much structure, which makes them a little bit difficult to sculpt because they are so smooth. I really want to like add folds under here, for example, but they don't really have it. With 2 tiny glass balls for eyes, my pig is finished. Alright, that's it for this episode. This time I made, I think, the biggest variety of miniatures, because it's not just monsters. So there's a trap. And I never finished this house, but it was a way to make roof tiles. I mean, maybe I'll come back to it to fix it up a little bit, but most likely not. However, I did cover the raven from the first episode with roof tiles, and now it's looking much better. I still have to do the pants, but yeah, This could be like a combination of the two words, raven and roof. The helmet was a little weird, but I think it's a fun sketch for some snail riders, so I want to make some helmets that are 28mm scale, but with this design. And this time I actually sculpted two animal-like animals for a change, which are, okay, of course this one is a giant, so it's definitely a monster, but they are not monstrous looking, so that's a little bit fun. Anyway, if you would like to see day-to-day updates on Sculptober, then check out my Instagram, where I post the word of the day each day throughout the month. That's it for this time. I will see you all in the next episode.